Is this okay? God damn it. Good morning, everybody. Alright. Nothing's working. My hair is frozen. My hair is frozen. Okay. So we're gonna institute a new thing now, which is good morning. Good morning, first of all. Man, like in the tight frames now, huh? Okay, so welcome to I'm Literate, Did You Know, with Dirty Jesus, and today we're reviewing the book How to Survive a Plague by David France. No, maybe he's not from France. So I got the book because I thought it was a possibly intelligent treatise on how to let most people die in an apocalypse but yet survive. That I could, be one of the survivors and lead a new world of fewer people and greater ecological compassion and symbiosis and all this stuff. Anyways, it turns out to be a book about AIDS, which I knew about because of the musical Rent, but otherwise didn't really understand the insane complexity of this virus that seemingly appeared out of nowhere and seemingly, at least for the public's perspective, appeared to hit a subset of the population that was gay. That was gay at a time when people were confused and afraid. The sexual liberation of the birth control pill brought hetero people a grand, change in terms of them being able to stick it anywhere and spurt anywhere and not have to bear the progeny consequences of those actions. But somehow tantamount to that, at least in small enclaves like New York and San Francisco, that homosexuals finally found enough of a ghetto for themselves to be able to express themselves the way that they wanted to. And as with most things that humans do, given an opportunity, rampant promiscuity will reign. And in and amongst the sort of more manageable venereal diseases that they found themselves victim to, AIDS hit them really, really hard. What is AIDS? AIDS is a disease unto which has never been seen before. It unlike most viruses, and I'm going to sound like an absolute moron here. I did read. I'm literate. I did read the book, but it is able to influence the DNA as opposed to sort of invading a host and living in and of itself within that host. Like, it changed the host, and it changed the host in such a way that then opportunistic infections, OIs, Kaposi's sarcoma, various pneumonias, all kinds of other cancers, were much more capable of destroying a body and taking a life. And God, the stat by the end is that like twice as many people, Americans who died in Vietnam, died from AIDS or AIDS-related complications. And this book was okay. Oh, to the review, it was good. It was long. Like, I'm not a fan. Dirty Jesus is no fan of bureaucracies, and this book told me a lot about the bureaucracies. But at core, the thing that really hit home and really hurts is that because it was, at least via marketing effort, perceived to be a fag disease, it was okay. That was the that was the complicity that persisted throughout America. And now we love gay people and Glee and trans and la 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 la. So we act like we're so different, but we're not. That level of, I do not understand my queer neighbor, but I know that he's dying, and I, this like probably disgustingly fat, obese piece of shit American, is gonna say like, wow, I take the moral high ground here, they deserve to die. You know, lots of people deserve to die. I agree with that sentiment, but I also agree with the sentiment that if we can find a way to love and care and nurture one another, even those we don't fully understand their causes and actions and impulses and desires, then, you know, that's also another way that we can operate on this fucking planet. But, you know, just putting that out there. So yeah, it's just, it was a very frightening book. And then because the government was so ill suited to care about these people dying at this rate of a disease that was incomprehensible, it was amazing to see scientists and bankers and housewives and just the organization that I don't know, ACT UP was sort of the big one, but also GLAAD and more acronyms, GMH. There were so, Gay Men's Health something. There were so many acronyms. I think acronyms are works of the devil. I think if you have to turn something into an acronym, it's too complicated for anyone to understand in a way that it can be meaningful. Let me put that out there. Also interesting in the book is, like, it didn't postulate many, like, I'm sure there's lots of conspiracy theories, and I'm going to give you one, or not even, like, a theory I think is most likely plausible given the vast ignorance surrounding how AIDS could have appeared. Like, no, it's like, how did we build the pyramids? And people were like, oh, it must have been aliens. And then recently they're like, no, they just sprayed water on the sand, so then they were able to move the stones and stuff. But it's like, that's so complex for a minimal amount of technology. So people then are like, well, the aliens must have helped them build it. Maybe. I don't know. Am I an alien? Who's an alien? But the theory that's interesting to me is that the CIA, another acronym, the CIA, invented a sort of subterfuge bioterror military tactic to help take down the Cubans. And this virus they put into the pigs of Cuba and also Dominica, I think, because Haitians were also affected at a very, very, very high rate. Now, this could also be a genetic characteristic, just like some African Americans are far more prone to sickle cell anemia, etc. Look, I sound like a doctor. It could have impacted that way, but so basically they put a disease into these pigs, and then the pigs, it mutated. It mutated within the pigs. People ate the pigs. There was an exodus of Cubans to come to mainland America, and it didn't have substantial impact until it hit an already compromised group of people with an already compromised immune system because of all their bum sex, and its ability to transmit through semen and open wounds that generally happen when you put a large thing into a small mucous membrane that's not necessarily designed for it. You get the AIDS epidemic. It was crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how it's crazy what, do I have any light? I have no light. You know what? I don't care. It's crazy what we do for our genitals. This is a I'm Literate book review by Dirty Jesus in the dark. It's crazy what we do for our genitals. And then, I guess this book got me excited because there's one of the mantras of ACT UP, the sort of grassroots guerrilla organization that really wanted to stop everyone dying. We're fighting against the pharmaceutical industry, and I'm not even going to get into that part of the book because that's going to infuriate me. Like, the bureaucracy and hypocrisy and plutocracy there is just disgusting. But their mantra was drugs into bodies. Drugs into bodies. Like, we don't care about your first, second, third phase clinical trials and all this kind of stuff. Like, we are dying, and we don't want your placebos because if somebody dies, we know they took the placebo. Like, we just have to rapid experiment. And I don't know. I'm going to propose that we are facing an epidemic of similar proportions, and it's called like mental illness. And it's happening because the world is mad, and it's driving us mad. And to that, I would say, drugs into bodies, psychedelic revolution, baby. It's time. It's time to put more psychedelic drugs into our bodies. Psychedelic means mind manifest. And there's another one that means entheogenic. Entheogenic, I think, means like soul manifest. Drugs into bodies. Drugs into bodies. I feel like that's what sure, history, great. Humans are awful. Americans are awful. They're racist. And look, you still are. And you still think you have rights. And you're not getting into heaven. That's still standing. But for people suffering from depression or anxiety or just their brain feeling like it's absolutely crushed in on itself, there is an alternate to the pharmaceutical industry, and it is the psychedelic properties of plants and roots that helped us evolve into the intellectual beings that we pretend or purport to be. So that all that happened is fine, but my book review comes with a suggestion, and that is drugs into bodies. Drugs into bodies. Don't put people in jail for putting things into their bodies because they're scared or frightened or alone and think that something might help. And that something might not necessarily have a patent on it, but your patents can suck my dick. All right, well, this has been a book review of How to Survive a Plague by David France, and a recommendation to consume psychedelics if you are experiencing pangs of doubt, fear, or worry. Yeah. Have a good day. Have a good day. Don't be a fucking bastard today. This is to myself. You're just listening. Don't be a bastard today. Like you will probably walk by someone and see that they are definitely suffering. If you see someone and they're definitely suffering, holy crap. Give them a second. Say hi. Let them know that they're not alone, because what happens if it's happening to you and you don't know how to speak to anybody or ask for any help? And imagine how beautiful it would be if someone just sort of gave you an opportunity to say hi back and just, see where that goes. Be nicer is a simplifying way to put that. All right, everybody. Suck a dick.